Bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Father. You have time? Of course. What can I help you with? I wanted to ask you about Tassing saints. I'd like to represent them in Rathos. I'm thrilled to hear it. The saints will make a wonderful centerpiece in the mural. Simply part of the Tassing history. Of course. I consider our saints to be central of Tassing's history, Curacao too. But you know, there's one saint you're overlooking. The Blessed Virgin, of course, Mary. Many people forget that Mary is the greatest saint. And she visited one of the peasants here in Tassing centuries ago. Really? It's true. Centuries ago, a farmer from the field behind us had 3 visions of Mary. The first, she told him that she wanted him to tell the Bishop of Freezing she had appeared. As it traveled down to Freezing, the bishop would not see or hear him. Listening. The peasant returned to Tassing and had another vision in the field. The Virgin showed him a pattern in the labyrinth. She told him to draw it on a sheet of birch bark, bring the drawing to the Bishop of Freezing. Bishop attempted to turn the peasant away, but he couldn't see the drawing of. But he could see the drawing of the labyrinth in his hands. It was the same image that the bishop had seen in a dream 3 nights earlier. He met with the peasant, who told him of 2 apparitions he had seen here in Tassing. The bishop was moved by the peasant's story, and came here to Tassing. And when the bishop came, Mary appeared to both of them. She told the farmer that the town needed to build its church. She told the bishop to support the town. And so the bishop helped fund the creation of this church. People of Tassing have been using it ever since. When was the painting made? Not sure. Maybe 100 years ago? Maybe 300? And of course, I couldn't tell you the artist, unfortunately. But it's been as long as anyone can remember. Thank you for the story, Father Thomas. Well, have I convinced you to include the saints prominently in the mirror? I'm still considering it. Well, if deliberation fails you, perhaps you'll find that prayer gives a greater clarity. God bless you and your work, Magdalene. God bless you, Father Thomas. There we go. Get back to... Okay, there we go. So much reading. Magdalene? Dr. Stoltz? Doing quick work on the mural, eh? I was hoping that doesn't make you sloppy. I've rigged the scaffolding sheet so that's enough of the airflow that way it layers dry quickly. Very clever of you. In any case, council wants to hear what you're doing. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tassing after the Romans left. Learning how people settled in the ruins and how Abbey was founded, why our saints are so important to us. It was a lot to take in, but it settled my subject. And? Show the history, how it happened. Paint Lady Curacao found in the Abbey. Paint St. Moritz, St. Satia on Our Lady of and Our Lady of Labyrinth receiving the Christian settlers. Barbarians settling among the Roman ruins, starting the Christian history of passing. Yeah, let's do that. You may find that ignoring the saints in favor of such mundane portrayal of events is unwelcome. And so, I suppose it's an important step in history of Tassing. Remember, the mural isn't for your benefit, but to make Tassing look good. I remember. Very well. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Yes. Imagine it poses difficulty that the other murals do not. It's a strange thing to tell the story that lives in the hearts of so many people. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. Just locked it away. Sounds like you have your work cut out for you. Leave you to it, then. Oh, Dr. Stoltz? Yes? Have you ever seen someone lurking around the Abbey? Or heard about it? I haven't been up the Abbey in years, and I haven't heard anybody or anything like that. Why? I've seen someone follow me a few times. I don't know anything about it. Now, if there's nothing else... Oh, good night. Good night. Not the final part of the mural to finish. I should... Dad always talked to me about how the Archdeacon was the only one seeking justice those days. What's his name? The only name I can't remember his name is Archdeacon who came to Tassing when the Baron was killed. Jacob Essler. If he wrote an account of the revolt as Archdeacon, write him and ask. And of course, I need to write back to Esther to write them tonight. Alright, where to begin? I'll write to the Archdeacon Jacob Essler and see if he can tell me about the revolt. I'll write a letter to Esther 2 and hope the courier can make it past before winter. Jacob Essler, formerly Archdeacon of Freising. My name is Magdalene Druckerian. I'm an artist up in the town of Tassing in Upper Bavaria. I believe you passed through our community when they investigated Baron Rothvogel's murder at the Curacao Abbey in 1518. You remember anything about that case, and the people in Tassing might not remember. See evidence that might suggest there was some sort of larger conspiracy? You remember anything about someone writing notes broke the kill? There we go. More have appeared in Tassing in subsequent years, seemingly harbingers of death. Thank you for any help you can give. Magdalene Drucker. Dearest Esther, I hope you are well. Just know how tremendously happy I am for you and Sidman. Alicia too, of course. And your parents. Warms my heart to know that your family is doing well. By the time this letter reaches you, I expect winter have enfolded Tassing. It's already freezing at night, so I've reorganized the workshops so that the inks don't deteriorate. Do you have to worry about that in Prague? You said it snows, but I always imagined it was warmer in winter. Death's condition is so much worse, and he's in so much pain. Dr. Stoltz has been, well, yes, he's a useless asshole. Only God knows why he's such a bitter old man. that he's neglected Dad almost entirely. It's no secret that he's an utter failure and a doctor and a drunkard. What a disgusting waste of a man. Sorry about Dad. I've asked Agnes for help. There's only so much we can do alone. He's not going to make it. There's nothing I can do. Christ, I'm scared, Esther. The mural is progressing well, but I can't shake the feeling that someone is following me. I keep seeing this figure around town. After exploring the mines, see Tassing's early history, and then again at the Abbey ruins. If this is the person attacked by Dad, why are they following me? It's the strangest thing. Given me a fright a few times already. But I don't mean to worry you. Nothing happened to me yet, so I think I'll be safe. The only good news is I can share at the moment that the mural is almost finished. Should have been completed by Christmas or soon after, the New Year at least. Then perhaps, at long last, she'll be able to visit you and meet Simon. Anyway, I fear that this will be my last letter for the year. Reich Post has already been late and report worsening snows through the passes. We seem to be stepping into a harsh winter. Stay warm and give my regards to your family, Simon. As always, Magnet. Right. Okay. Oh, you're telling me to go to bed? Yep, get some sleep. How'd this get here? Stop. Put some locks on the doors, right? Looks like the note I found from Dad. Who's doing this? I have a feeling I'm going to find out sooner or later. I need to ask Dad about this. It can't be a coincidence. He seems so weak, I don't want to upset him. I just need to wait for the right time. I hope there is a right time. So, God, who could it be? Because there's a few people left from before. From the very beginning. Magdalene? Hey, Dad, how you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. Go on. Alright, I'll come back and check on you later. Alright, well. Nothing else for me to do in here. Oh, I didn't go to bed. Go to sleep. December 4th. Only one letter for you today. Passes nigh impossible to traverse. Heavy snow is hard on the horse and me. Happy Advent, my dear. Thank you. Same to you. A reply from Jacob. This is struck me. I do recall Rothvogel's case, though it has been over a decade since I served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of Prince Bishop. In fact, I'm no longer associated with the Catholic Church. If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, I'll tell you what I remember. The notes you mentioned did stir something in my memory. One of the men questioning Curacao was an artist from Nuremberg, Andreas Mahler. He mentioned finding notes written in fine hand, inciting individuals to violence against the Baron. While the scope of my investigation was too narrow to look into the matter, it did concern me. Finding more notes now, after so many years, must mean that their author is still active. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still. What causes the serpent to awaken every few years to stage healing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you its reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution in your investigation to this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke to its old resting places. I hope this has been some help to you. God bless you. Keep you safe. Jake. No reply from Esther this time. Must have been delayed due to heavy snow. Postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. Better go back, but more can be done. Okay. Christmas Eve. Good morning, Dad. I finally caught up in the mural, and now I can start the final part today. Promise I'll get it done. I'm proud of you. Thanks, Dad. Sorry, Dr. Stoltz said you couldn't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you liked, however did I pronounce that. There's always next year. Right? How are you feeling? Dr. Stoltz, he would come by again today. I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you sure? Do you need anything? No, go on. I'm alright. In fact, my spirits have lifted today. It's Christmas Eve after. Of course. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. A note? What do you mean? It was a note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing. Purple ink. Just said stop. Do you know where they come from or who wrote them? God, it must be Otts. Said he dropped by from firewood. You know something I'd like you to tell me, alright? I know, I will. We can talk about it later. Just nod. I'll be back later. Good, take care of yourself out there. Morning, Magdalene. Cold out, isn't it? Freezing. Make me envy. Make me envy Nico. Able to stay inside all day. Even Endris has to forge to keep him warm. Anyway, here, I brought some firewood for you and your dad. Thank you. You're welcome. So, how's your dad? Think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. Do my best to be here. We're gonna be there. I need to keep working on the mural, though. Working on the final section. About the Peasants' Revolt, right? feels weird to talk about that. It affected Tassing so much. Just kids. I can remember what happened since I was just a baby. I never knew my dad. Makes it difficult. I need to ask those who were already adults that night, but I don't want to touch raw nerves. But if you spoke to people while everyone is preparing for Christmas festivities? Clara sometimes talks about the night. Mom, too. You might be able to ask them. Boslava and Matilda, the only two Benedictines left living in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to you. I didn't think of that. Still the mural for Tassing, not the Abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. That said, he helped bury everyone who died that night. I wonder if she talks about it. Your project, Madeline, might be worth a try. I wrote to the Archdeacon about it too. He thinks that the Baron's murder and Otto death were connected to the revolt. The who? The man who came to Tassing for the Baron Rothvogel's murder. What about him? He was a judge for the Baron's murder. What if all the deaths in Tassing are connected? I don't see how the old Baron has anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling alright? I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this mural project is getting to. Maybe you're right. I just can't shake the feeling somebody's following me. You're acting weird. I figured it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later. Otto's right. I should start talking to people around town. Better get started. I want to... Okay. Or whatever that is. Okay, so we need to talk to Claire. Or I don't know who Claire is. Claire? Is that right? Clara. Agnes Steinhardt. Okay. Clara's husband's right about Abel everything. I should talk to her as well. Clara is. Steinhausen. They were this way. This house, right? No. Where's her house? That used to be the Zimmerman house. That's Steinhauer, not Steinhausen, but we got Veronica, Rita, Oh wait, Agnes. You have somebody on the list, wasn't it? Didn't expect to see you today. How's your father? He's not well, honestly. I'm so sorry. Be in our prayers tonight. Ours as well. There's something that we can help you with, dear? You're old. I have a small favor to ask. Go on, spit it out. It isn't too much trouble. I'd like to recount what you remember of the revolt. I'm nearly done with my mural. I need more details. I was so young, I don't remember much that night. Oh, for the project of yours, I'm afraid I don't have much good to say about the matter, but alright. Come sit down. Don't worry about helping the wreaths. It took me years to get the technique up to Mon's expectations, so you're better off not helping. He always did fine, Brigitte. So what do you need to know to finish the mural? I was hoping to ask you more about the revolt. All I can remember was the flame and the abbey burning. Part of the revolt, the abbot starving us out of the house and home. Otto's murder. I thought that would be a good painting. Seems like the abbot and Curacao wasn't on very good terms with Tassing. Everyone but the miller hated him. Good reason. He only ever cared about how many pfennigs he could get from us. Brigida, don't forget to twist the ends. Can't have it looking like a Christmas hedgehog. Getting there, Mom. I've looked after Martin and Kraft well enough. Haven't I? I can manage this. Yes, well, after your father died, I got no one left to nag besides you, that husband of yours. Thank God I have both of you. As a matter of fact, let an old woman have her vices. Gertner's house was a bit sad. Dorka always gets quiet at this time. Whatever for. I reckon because that family's been hard pressed since Peter died. Cassian lost a good number of folk over these years, and feast days and celebrations make it hard to... I mean, the revolt, right? Well, the revolt, the murders, that fool Andreas had to meddle in everything. It didn't do too much good, if you ask me. I thought he was Dad's friend. Master Mallard. Dad said it wasn't his fault. I like that one. No, the revolt wasn't his fault alone, and I think the most part he tried to stop it. But he'd already meddled enough through Tassine at the Baron's murder that he held more sway than he... I could understand the first time. He wanted to save the old bunk. Dearsay saw him as a father. And it was proven the prior was the witch, so I suppose he did some good for Tassine then. I think Welslaw might be the only person left in Tassine who even remembers the old prior. That's when the trouble started, I say. Townsfolk saw the monk killed, and the abbot was incensed. Came the revolt, and Andreas Maller happened to show up nearly a day of Otto's murder. Dad always says the townfolk didn't stand with the peasants as long as they should have. Well, the entire matter was horrible, bloody mess. But did restore peace in Tassing by force. Shame it had to happen at all. I think I knew the revolt was a bad idea from the start. Bolslav would be the only one to know what happened inside the old church before the fire. Some like to say things were always this bad, and violence was the only way. It wasn't. Life got worse over the years. It wasn't like this when I was a child, not my grandparents' time either. Surely Abbott was pinching the townfolk, the peasants were suffering, but to go against the church. Like you said, things weren't always so bad. He fought to make things right.